Hi everyone, this is Francisco, and in this video I wanted to talk about lost phones. And I read some stuff today regarding that because I found a phone on the street, and I actually have the phone right here. And it's a brand new Samsung phone. It's worth like close to $1,000. More like, accurately it's like $650 according to the internet. But the reason it's like this is because it was on the asphalt and the vehicles were running it over. So these little things here are actually every little white dot that you people see is an impression of a rock from the asphalt as the vehicle was running it over from the backside. So it's facing down like this, and all those little white, like BB gun or bullet looking impressions were caused from a rock on the asphalt rocks zoomed in. So it looks like this, or like this image here. So yeah, they had the screen protector on the cover, but even the cover was damaged. If you guys can get like a close-up, you guys can see the damage on the edge, on the perimeter of the phone here. And this is like a brand new case. The cameras are in good condition. And you guys can see there all the little impressions on the case that the rocks left on the phone. So that was due to the vehicles running it over, because as I was trying to retrieve it from the road, I noticed a few vehicles running it over, not on purpose, but it was just at the right spot at the right time. And I could have probably jumped out there and stopped the flow of traffic, but I chose not to. Okay. However, these images are of a real asphalt road, And pretty much that's how it looks like. So these little asphalt rocks here are what caused this to happen to the screen. So the phone actually works. I push this button. Ooh, and there's a hair particle on here. It's a white hair particle. So I don't know if this phone is, if it should be going to forensics for detectives to look at and to fingerprint and stuff. But I did notice that it has a little pencil to text and write stuff and draw or whatever right here, this little button. I did take it out and I did touch it, so my fingerprints are actually on this thing. I removed the phone case and I removed the SIM card drawer, but when I removed it I didn't see a SIM card. As a matter of fact, when I did it, the little case flew at me and it landed on my shoulder. And I looked at it and it didn't have a SIM card. I looked around and I didn't see a SIM card anywhere. So I'm assuming that it didn't have a SIM card. Okay. And according to the internet, it was telling or educating me on the fact that if it did have a SIM card, one can insert that SIM card in your own phone and look into the files for information, like cell phone information, like Gmail, email addresses or whatever, to contact the owner of the phone. And that's why I'm recording this video, because I wanted to call 911 to report this cell phone on the streets, on the road. But unfortunately, law enforcement will not go to a home to pick up a found device. And I found that kind of interesting because, according to the research that I did, they will, in fact, retrieve these things if it's involved in a crime. But me, as a regular citizen doing its own thing, how am I supposed to know if this phone was involved in a crime or not? So my dad and I, we were going to the store, and as we were going to the store, I noticed the phone on the road. I pulled over to pick it up. I picked it up, and I noticed it like this. So the screen is shattered, but it still works. I clicked on this button and I asked it to provide me with the cell phone number, and it said that you, as the phone owner, should know the number, and it providing any further information regarding the phone was like confidential, in other words. So it didn't want to give me the cell phone number so that I could contact the owner to let them know that I found the phone. Okay. And another thing was, for me, another option for me was to return it to a phone carrier company or to a police department near me. So I'm highly considering that fact, to return it to a police department near me. However, I have a second DUI. I'm practically over the legal limit right now myself, so I can't be operating a vehicle with or without a license. But I don't even have a license, and if I operate a vehicle, it'll be against the law 2 times, because I'm intoxicated, and not just that, but I don't have a license. So technically I shouldn't even be operating a vehicle. So in other words, what happens in cases like this? So I was basically telling my dad that law enforcement, police officers should confiscate these things if reported stolen. In the event that the phone may be involved in a crime. But when I looked it up on the internet, it basically stated that law enforcement would not come to the home because they're understaffed, and for other reasons, because their primary focus is on crime. But it's still, in my observation of the whole aspect of these type of situations, is still pretty much connected, because we don't know if this phone was connected to a crime. So therefore, law enforcement should, in fact, come and pick these phones up. Even if someone reports a phone stolen or lost, and law enforcement knows where that phone's at, they should go and confiscate that phone. Like, wait a minute, this phone was reported stolen, so we're taking it. And I was telling my dad that in the police department, they could have thousands upon thousands of cell phones, and the AI Google information that was provided to me, it stated that law enforcement may have a system to return these lost phones to its rightful owner. Okay? But let's assume that the phone is somehow connected to a crime. Well, at least they'll have it. That was my thinking. So I believe that law enforcement should go to any home and every home that has a phone that is reported stolen or lost. Because for a lot of reasons, but the police department could have these phones for up to a certain amount of months or even a year for the rightful owner to go pick up. And if people do not go after a year, then the law enforcement department could recycle them. And by that I mean they could sell them to companies like T-Mobile, TNT, or no, I'm sorry, not TNT. I forget the other company, but there's also Apple. So technically, this phone here is worth approximately $700 if I round up $1,000. So this phone could support law enforcement at the end of the day instead of people like me. You see where I'm going with all this? So that's why I believe, because if I was another person, all I would have to do is pay a company to fix the screen for me, and I could resell this phone easily for 50% off. Easily. Or even less than that. 40%, 30%. Like nothing. But I was telling my dad that the police department could actually recycle them after, let's say a year, 12 months maximum, or maximum. So if no one picks it up and it's not involved or connected with a crime, then it could be recycled, and that money could be used to benefit law enforcement for many expenses like gasoline, paying staff, other equipment, bullets, weapons, suits, uniforms, belts, shoes, whatever it may be. So it may seem like trash quality, but this is worth some money. I could actually see another hair particle right here, and they look white, and there is another white hair somewhere around here. So I don't see any blood though on the phone, which is a good sign for me, because yeah, anyway, so I think that like if I think everyone in public, in society, should be aware that if they lost their phone, it would go to a good place, to law enforcement. So at the end of the day, everyone would know, hey, if I'm looking for a cell phone that I lost, I can go to my email address and I can figure out which police department my phone is located at. And it will be up to the person if they would want to go and pick up that cell phone or not. And I think it will be fair to say that if an owner of a cell phone chose to say, if they were given the option to choose yes or no, I'm going to go pick it up, or no, go ahead and keep it, then this data will help to recycle cell phones, lost and found cell phones immediately, and it will benefit law enforcement at the end of the day. And not just that, but it will help to minimize all the problem solving that investigators and law enforcement would have to undergo. So I think that it would be a good thing for such a system or program to exist. Because all it would take is for someone to dial 911. Hey, I lost my phone. Someone stole my phone. That's a crime. That's a fucking crime. That's a theft crime. So they can't say, oh, it's not an emergency fucking, it's not an emergency call. It's a crime. We're talking about theft. So, yeah, it could be classified as a non-violent crime as opposed to a violent crime. And as soon as someone reports their phone stolen, law enforcement, police officers could go and confiscate that phone. Even if humanoid robots or other type of technology has to involve itself and if you people are questioning this statement, I would refer you people to the SWAT team, the SWAT division, because they know things about, they know a thing or two about robots and robotics. in case you people think that there may be an issue with people confiscating a cell phone or any type of device, computer device. But me keeping this here, it's not helping anyone. And I remember that I recorded a video a long time ago, as I was doing traffic control. And it was on the center the center divider on the freeways. It might have been this video right here, published on November 26th, 2021. But I'm not exactly sure if this was the video or not. But it's 18 minutes long and 27 seconds. But this was another case of a missing cell phone. You know, and this other cell phone, I found it on the freeway. So it says cell phones integrated with taser zapping thingy idea invention, whatever. I mean, I don't remember everything. You know, that I record or whatever. So I typed in phone. There's actually 12 results here, and some date a few years back. It says greatest smartphone cell phone devices of the 20th first century, ideas, implementation, inventions. How to create new folders on smartphones. So we were all talking, and then everyone just went on their phones. This is like a cell phone magnet, so some type of magnet case. Lots of rubber on a case. Having problems recording in your phone disturbed, put it on airplane mode. Well, I can't find it. I may have deleted it. It's possible. But that's another story. A long time ago. A cell phone that I picked up when I was in traffic control. Sorry. Oh, I got it. Oh my god. And I want to show you guys that I got a fly. Okay. Because these motherfuckers are all over the place. Look at that. Where's my finger at? Right there. I got that little son of a bitch. You know, because if I don't spray them, they're all over my face. They're stinging me, biting me, sucking my blood. I don't know what the fuck these fucking flies do. But anyway, so there was a cell phone that I found when I was in traffic control, and we would actually shut down lanes and work on the freeways, whether it was striping or paving the freeway or fixing things or adding new new signs in the the tubes, the metal framing. So these were like major projects where sometimes the whole freeway would have to be shut down. Okay, so this is some serious stuff. And anyway, one day we were we shut down the fast lane, the number 1 lane, and I was walking by there and I found a cell phone. And I was trying to figure out, well, what can I do to report it? Because in a crime, someone could easily toss the phone out the window and, in the hopes of getting rid of evidence. Right? So anyway, so I did record a video a few years back regarding this matter. And here I am again, faced with the same problems. How can I put this phone where it belongs? In the right hands. Because I can't physically take this to the police department. So I believe that if someone dials 911, a unit should be allowed and permitted to arrive to someone's residence to retrieve the phone, to confiscate the phone. Whether it's retrieving or confiscating, both should be like solid ground for law enforcement, because one never knows if it is in fact involved in a crime, whether the phone was stolen or if it was sold illegally by a third party. Okay, so if a police officer comes, let's use myself as an example. If I purchase a cell phone from a third party without my knowledge, and I purchased a cell phone that someone wants to sell to me for $20, and I purchased it. And now I have it in my apartment, in my home, or my studio, or my trailer park, wherever the fuck I live. Doesn't fucking matter. If law enforcement is knocking on my door and wants the phone, now I could tell them the truth. Well, this person down the street sold it to me for $20. Oh, really? Can you describe the person? Can you provide us with more information regarding the person? Like, yeah. Without any hesitation, without a problem. Here's all the details. And now you people can go and further investigate who the fuck is the thief selling other people's property. It's simple math. Simple math, solving crime, and benefiting the system. At the end of the day, all of you get paid, and that's all that matters. And so, see what I'm talking about? It's and sometimes people may not know the severity, whatever the word is, of the situation. Sometimes we have, according to the news and stuff like that, we have Amber Alerts, kidnappings, um, Grand Theft Auto. What's the other one? Like, hostage situations. So we never know if someone is trying to send a message. There could be people, hostages, that sneak their cell phone with them, and all of a sudden they throw it out the vehicle in the hopes that law enforcement will, do the math. There was a semi truck with illegal immigrants, and they were inside of a trailer. Let me just write down illegal immigrants. I don't even know how to spell immigrants. Yeah, but it was something like this. It says 2 men indicted indicted in San Antonio immigrants something truck deaths 53 San Antonio. So these people were attempting to cross 53 illegal immigrants in a trailer, and they all happened to die. So we never know if these people are taken against their will or not, and they happen to throw a cell phone out the window or through the cracks of the trailer. So that's why I tried to I tried to return that cell phone, but I did some internet searches, and law enforcement or whatever wouldn't go to the home or whatever. So I don't know. The system's all fucked up. Let's be honest. And if I call 911 right now, even with this recording, they wouldn't send anyone here. And then they expect, broke ass citizens like myself to go and take it to a police department when we're all broke And instead of returning this motherfucker, I could sell the motherfucker. I could restore the son of a bitch. And make a fucking fortune. I could make what some of these son of a bitches make at a fast food restaurant in a week with one of these goddamn cell phones. So it doesn't make sense why you people haven't thought about these solutions to these goddamn fucking problems. In other words, it's a no-brainer. You know, you people have a fucking mountain of cell phones at the police department that are not claimed. You know, people didn't go and claim them. So therefore, you people are obligated to recycle them. And in the process, you people benefit from it. And you motherfuckers are not dumb. You know the value of fucking cell phones. You people can get smart people involved that could work alongside you motherfuckers. You know, and I'm not pissed off. I'm just trying to make my points clear, and I'm trying to make my point across with all of you. Again, it's simple math. I mean, this cell phone is brand new. There's nothing wrong with it. The case is brand new. The cell phone is brand new. It's not even dirty. It doesn't have one fucking scratch on it. Has like 3, 4, 5 cameras on the motherfucker. It's clean all the way around. And again, it works. You know, this case is called a SPECK, SPECK. Brand new as well. Look at that. The logo's right there. All that got damaged on it was the screen here, as far as I can tell. And it works. It was working earlier. If I clicked on this button, it would communicate and everything. Hello? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I think the audio was disabled because I could actually see a line of light. Can you guys see it right in the center of the phone? And I could even like turn off the light for all of you guys to see. Unless I'm the only one that can see it. Well, anyway, I seen like a little red light. So this thing is definitely, most likely, still alive and active. It's most likely listening to me right now, which is so sad. Like, I wish I could help it. But yeah, that's pretty much all I had for all of you in this video. I could attempt to read more information. I did try to ask the phone for the cell phone number, but didn't want to provide it for me. I think it said something along the lines that I should know the number, and that it wasn't able to provide me or anyone for that matter with the cell phone and other information within the cell phone with the device for security reasons, which makes sense. And even me attempting to find the rightful owner, that's like a big question you people should ask yourselves. Should you people report it to the rightful owner or to law enforcement? One of the two. To the rightful owner, because you're a good fucking Samaritan and you're over here trying to uplift the law and you're trying to do the right thing. Or you report it to fucking law enforcement. Fucking flies, man. These pesky little things, man. I swear to God, they're always interrupting my fucking videos. And what I would recommend is no, not even to the rightful owner. So in a way, the phone is right and correct by not providing me with the rightful owner's information, because I don't know if this person just committed a crime. I don't know if this person is in the middle of committing a crime. And I don't know if the cell phone has or carries or is carrying information that could be useful for law enforcement in the heat of the moment. So yeah, I believe police officers should get up out of their beds and get suited and booted and go to a home, even if it is to confiscate and or retrieve a cell phone at any given time, because that's like handing out a ticket, per se. Because at the end of the day, we're talking at least $100 per phone. And how many reported cell phones is there, per month? Let's look it up. Per month. It says, while a precise monthly figure for reported lost or stolen cell phones is difficult to pinpoint, several sources suggest a high number. For example, one study, fucking fly, fucking stinging my back, indicates that 78 million Americans reported damaging their smartphones in the past year, with 8% approximately lost and 5% stolen. So that's already 11% out of the 78 million. Another source estimates that over 11,000 phones are lost or stolen daily in the USA. So there you go. So, if I was giving my offering of $800 at 10%, I would be giving I'm gonna fucking kill that son of a bitch. So, yeah, that would be little son of a bitch only flies around when I'm not paying attention to it, or looking for it, or searching for it. But yeah, I mean, $80. No, out of 800, I would be giving 80%. Out of $80, I would be giving $8. So out of 80 million, I would be giving $800,000. Oh, close to $1 million. For those of you who, thought this was a joke, just on cell phones alone. And where's that money going to now? To fucking thieves and robbers. Excuse me. And other people like myself who happens to find shit. But according to the internet, these cell phones could be potentially related and connected to a crime. So they should in fact be honestly, I go to bed right now. I'm so fucking tired and exhausted. I'm tired of repeating myself. And it's not even about the money. You people know that. But that's how these criminals are getting rid of the fucking evidence. And these goddamn stupid ass Americans are taking advantage of the situation, and they're clucking them. Okay, they're taking them to fucking pawn shops. They're selling them on eBay and fucking, all these other goddamn fucking social media sites. Like fucking Facebook and shit like that. Marketplace. Facebook Marketplace. Who knows what the fuck they're doing? Maybe these people are all working, for themselves. Maybe they're all working together to clean each other's shit up. I mean, we would never know. Especially if AI technology wasn't around and CCTV. and a bunch of other state of the art technology that's out there right now. But when it comes to forensics and stuff like that, this is physical evidence, not digital fucking evidence. So this physical evidence does in fact fucking matter, because I stated in my video just earlier, a few minutes ago, that I noticed some fucking white hair on this shit. That's DNA. That's DNA that CCTV can't pick up on, potentially. And or that you fucking hackers out there can't pick up on, per se. Especially if you people, you just want to close the case. You want hard fucking evidence? Or do you people want fucking hard evidence? And obviously I'm being sarcastic right now by just presenting this question, because obviously it's obvious that everyone wants fucking concrete evidence. But if none can be provided, then you people are releasing the wrong people. You people got the game all fucked up. And that's what I was trying to tell you people in my other video as well. And who knows what else I fucking said. Because these fucking phones have GPS tracking. They have fucking they have some other shit. GPS tracking. They have the precise coordinates. And who knows who the fuck this phone belonged to. Alright, so and you people are causing other people to be stressed the fuck out when they don't have no dealing. They don't have any. They shouldn't have any reason to stress out. But here we are, stuck with the fucking cell phone. And there's no way to report it to the police department. especially if someone's in the run, or if someone is, if someone has like an outstanding warrant against them. How the fuck are they gonna take it to the police department? I mean, is there a fucking drop box there? Just throw your lost and found items within this Ziploc bag, or within this fucking box, and throw it in the fucking drop box. Fucking drop zone area. Like, seriously, think about it. Think about it, seriously. I mean, out here in society, we got a mixture of people. We have people who are not wanted and people who are wanted. And America's most wanted. So, how do we American most wanted people go about it? In other words, I mean, I hate to break it down to all of you, but someone has to. And that other phone, it could have saved a life. Or multiple lives. I mean, I don't know. And I think at the end of the day, I ended up burning it to clean my conscience of any guilt. I just set it free. To the universe. To the gods. To the afterlife investigators. Because, if there is a God, it must know what the fuck's going on, right? It should surely know without a shadow of a doubt. But God damn, you fucking bitch. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. This fucking God figure got me all fucked up and got everyone fucked up and has the American people fucked up. Yeah. Said the lazy ass investigators. Can we get a move on with this fucking video? With this fucking case? Like, yeah, sure. Go ahead and skip it, bitch. Swipe up, bitch. You know, like you do the short videos. Swipe up, ho. If that's how you feel, like, just get up and get the fuck out of your classroom. Get the fuck up and walk out of your meeting. That was mandatory. You know, most likely. Your meeting was mandatory, but all of a sudden, you know, you have an excuse to just walk out. You know, if that's how you feel, then walk the fuck out. Swipe up, ho. Swipe up. Swipe up, girl. Wait, 1 million. What's 10% of 1 million? Because I think I'm reading this wrong. Now that I think about it. Yeah, 80 million would be equal to $8 million. I don't know what I said earlier. I think I don't know if I got the math right or wrong, but you know, my evil conscience, my evil greediness, my evil greed, my sinful self is like, hey, your mother and your father just had to pay for a fucking water heater that went out in the home that's valued at $700, and I'm over here stressed the fuck out, like, how am I supposed to help them? You know, maybe God threw this at me. Maybe God placed this fucking cell phone right there, so I could sell it, so I could help them in some way, because I'm a fucking dirtbag, fucking bum piece of shit, stuck at mommy and daddy's house. And trust me, I've gone to Amazon. I've searched for, you know, phone screens. So, phone screen replacements. And I've done it to one of my phones back in the day. See? Only $115 right here. For an Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra 5G LCD. So I could easily flip this phone. There's another one for $17. Another one for $15. And all I need is a fucking a hair blow dryer to add heat to the screen for the adhesive to come apart, so it could loosen up the bond and unstuck itself. I've done it before and it worked. I was actually surprised. I just looked at a few YouTube videos and I was like, how the fuck am I going to connect this shit? You know, all this digital shit. It scared me. It was beyond me, and it still is. You know, but I did it. I did it for... It was only like $80, $90. So this phone valued at $1,000, just about. You know, if I invest $100 in it, I could resell the motherfucker real quick for $250. That's a ticket. That's a ticket, yo. And if I was working for law enforcement, that's like a carpool violation ticket valued at $450, $490. Let me see. Let me look it up. Carpool violation in California. Perfect. Penal code, blah blah blah. Yeah, $490 right there. $490, almost close to $500. Easy money. Easy fucking money. Easy fucking money. You know, and you people are out there, you know, spending money on gas. You're risking your lives on a fucking motorcycle, looking at vehicles, looking straight ahead, looking to the side, not knowing what the fuck's in front of you. I mean, this business is hassle-free. If someone reports a fucking cell phone missing, it's your duty to go and confiscate it by law. On the sole basis that it could potentially be connected, possibly, to a crime. And with that, and that alone, you people should have every right to go and get these fucking cell phones, because it doesn't belong to them. Just put it that way. Like, I'm surprised. I found this phone, like around 7 p.m. It's already 12 a.m. That's 3 hours ago. I'm surprised no one's at my door knocking. Like, hey, give us that cell phone. We have a search warrant. Or we have the right to take the cell phone. Maybe not a search warrant, but yeah, like, what's it called? The Jesus Christ, the fucking right to confiscate the phone without performing a search warrant, unless people want to take it to that extent. Like, you really want us to go into your home and search everything? Or do you motherfuckers want to cough up the cell phone right now? Just cough it up, because if we find anything in that motherfucker in your home that's against the law, we're going to use it against you in the court of law. And I'm pretty sure you don't want to go to that extent. Now do you? Now do you, fucking scumbag pieces of shit? And of course the answer is going to be no, no, no. Here it is, officer. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. It is in my back pocket. Take it. And it will also prevent people from taking the fucking goddamn things when they're out there in public. Whether they're on the fucking side of the sidewalks or the streets or at restaurants. People would just leave them there untouched. Like, I'm not gonna touch that phone. I don't want no part of that fucking cell phone. Comprendo, Nintendo? Or Nintendo Comprendo? Or none of the above? I mean, we're talking about physical evidence here. And it's all over my bedroom. From the street to my bed, to my actual bed, to my mattress. Yep. To my goddamn mattress. And I don't know if that thing's flea infested, mold infested. I don't know if that thing was like in the swamps. I don't know if that thing was wrapped up within a dead body somewhere. I don't know if that thing was like in someone's ass. have no idea where this fucking cell phone has been at. You know, and this glass, this shattered glass, these glass fragments or whatever, I don't know if they're going to cut my body later on. You know, but no one gives a shit. No one gives a shit, right? I mean, for all we know, this could have been a little girl's phone, gifted by her mother or father. And all along, we think this is one big joke. Like I mentioned earlier, we live in a broken system. Surrounded by liars and thieves and conniving ass motherfuckers, con artists, whatever comes to mind. You know, and law enforcement can't do us a favor and come and pick up the fucking cell phones. They want us to actually return them, to drop them off at cell phone dealerships, cell phone stores, retail stores. All they're going to do is turn around and resell them. They know more about cell phones than I do. Believe me. I mean, none of this shit makes sense to me. I don't know how many times I have to re-emphasize this. I don't know how many times I don't know how much more I have to stress this fact regarding fucking lost and found cell phones. Oh, but if it was your daughter or son that was kidnapped, or you would want the whole law system to listen to you. Oh, if it was your nephew or niece, oh, you would want everyone to listen to your video. You people will probably even start a GoFundMe page. Like, we know some information about the suspect, but we need more money to apprehend him or her. So please donate right now. If God is calling you to. If the Holy Spirit of the Lord God Almighty is leading you to and convicting you to This is your moment. This is your time. Because tomorrow's not promised to anyone. So help you God. You know, imagine that shit. I mean, my dad and I, we were literally up and down the streets. We believe it fell down from an employee commercial construction vehicle. That were in the area, and we even waited outside, like down the street, and there was a gas company truck that was there with these guys, and we even asked him. He called dispatch. He provided them with his license number or whatever, and he reported to us that no one had reported a lost cell phone or whatever. So I was like, you know what, can I get a business card or whatever, just in case someone does call you? And he's like, no one's going to be calling me. They're from a different jurisdiction or different unit or different something. And I was like, oh, okay. And I just walked away. Like, I was like, okay, thank you. And I even said, you want to keep the cell phone just in case they call you back? I think that's what I said. And he's like, no, they're not going to call me back. And I was like, okay. You know, because I don't want this goddamn cell phone. I don't give a shit about the goddamn cell phone. I have my own. I have an Obama phone. I'm a broke ass motherfucker just like all of you. I get stressed the fuck out just paying $15 a month fucking for the free service because I exceed my quote unquote data limit. You know, and who knows who else they're doing that to. You know, they're doing that to 1,000 people. That means these companies are making $15,000. That's good money for some of these scumbags out there that don't want to work but just provide people with free cell phones that were most likely hijacked and stolen from trailers, from semi trucks or trains, cargo ships. Who fucking knows? But yeah, it works. Hello, Google. Hello, Google, can you read me? Good morning, Google. Good morning, Google. Hello. Can I get a copy? It was working earlier. But, I think it got suspicious about my approaches, and it got smarter along the way, and I think it's ignoring me now. But I have a sense that I wanted to help out, and it wanted to work with me, but I wasn't alone. You know, and any little distraction, it could throw me off. So I believe I was distracted. But it began speaking to me, like if it knew my voice, like if it recognized my voice. And I don't doubt AI technology. It's all around me. I have my cell phone, this lost and found cell phone, my laptop, my cameras, my television. There's neighbors, which may be connected to CCTV, including my own. My cameras are directly connected to the iCloud. So there's just a bunch of information that people can, small little companies cannot handle or buy out some of these companies. So, yeah. I know it's still alive. I know it's still with me. Still with us. This thing's brand new. I don't know. But I love destroying things. Especially because I don't have any money. So for me, it makes more sense destroying things with the hammer. Like, okay, you people don't want to give me money? I'll destroy every single living cell within this motherfucker. including the motherboard, and the battery. I'll just flatten it and then recycle the motherfucker. How about them cookies? Now we could avoid all that trouble. And all you motherfuckers have to do is come and pick it up. It's that simple. Yeah, come pick them up, you know. It's worth it at the end of the day. No one wants to go through all the trouble anyway to recycle shit, restore shit. It doesn't help the economy. You know, and it also comes down to those cell phones that are, you know, those prepaid phones. But AI technology could filter out which ones are prepaid and which ones aren't, to simplify the whole process for investigators. You know, and it's all computer shit. It's all AI technology. Got that son of a bitch. Slick son of a bitch. Look at this shit. right there. Fucking little bitch. I think I was gonna fucking catch this slipping. We just have. There's just a bunch of other things to take into consideration. So anyway, obviously there's the pros and cons for everything. So, these are just my thoughts, but there's a bunch of other information out there that I have no idea about. So anyway, if you people are watching this and you're thinking in your mind of other potential, you see other avenues that you guys can take this information to benefit like this type of organization that I am either speaking into existence or supporting an organization that already exists that handles these type of situations. And to me it makes no difference as long as justice prevails, because they say that justice will always prevail, and it's so true. Justice will always prevail. It's part of the law. The law will always win, no matter what. So, I'm for that. I'm not against it. And I'm always willing and ready to learn from my mistakes and the mistakes of others. At times I learn from that as well. So Anyways, I woke up early. I went to sleep at like around 1 last night. So I need to get some shut eye because all this light radiation is beginning to take a toll on me. I don't mind staying up all night listening to audio, documentaries, or whatever the case may be, educational videos. But as far as my eyes are concerned, I need to rest. I need to rest my eyes. I need some shut eye. So I'm going to end this video, and hopefully this information helped. And I hope that that dispatch will make some form of options for callers to choose from, whether it's a high violent offense or crime, or if it's a non-emergency situation but requires like AMR or whatever, in a way that will be considered like midpoints, halfway, even though it's still very important. And then finally, the least but yet critically important, like missing cell phones and or found cell phones. And I would personally advise everyone if you guys can, if you people can, to record the device that you find and to report it, and to continue recording until someone arrives, without making any contact with the device, as to not contaminate sensitive evidence. You know, I'm over here touching the fucking thing, pushing buttons, putting my DNA all over the goddamn thing, pushing the fucking pencil button, taking the pencil thing out, touching it, and then popping it back in. You know, for some cases that's considered contaminating or contamination of evidence. So when a police officer arrives, they shouldn't touch it either. It should be placed in a Ziploc bag or something like that and taken to a lab. Where AI technology could scan it, utilizing some form of black light to begin with for fingerprint detection, that type of technology. Any signs of blood, other DNA, and blah 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 blah. The rest is fucking history. Because I'm not a professional. Like these type of cell phones, some people will even give it to their buddies, like, what, I found this, go clean it up for me, Sally, we'll go halves on it. Like an active police officer would do, most likely. Like, hey, I can't fuck with this shit, but I already know you, and I know your buddies. So go and fix it up, clean it up, sell it. 50-50. How does it sound? Great. Alright, great. How much did he sell it for? 500? Alright. Awesome. Where's my 250? Thank you. You want a beer too? You want a 30 pack? It's all me. Because I have other dirty money along with this dirty money as well. What else do you want? You want some drugs? You want some pussy on the side? You want one of my cousins, my nieces, my dog? What the fuck do you want, ho? The fuck you doing still watching my video?